Charles from the UK spoke to Congress and at a state dinner at the White House while in the US for an official visit this week. He said our two countries share the same values then and now. The United States was not a repudiation of Britain, it was a continuation, preservation, and perfecting. King Charles said, "We disagree, yet our resolve remains the same. It's a strength, not a weakness." He said, "Violence will never shake our resolve. Our faith is in God." I don't even like King Charles, but it was a good message. Appreciating someone we don't like is always a third option, navigating the world of good and bad. I was at a seminar this week for high wealth customers at the Arts Club in Chicago. The panel of experts from Sotheby's, insurance industry, conservation gave tips for investing in art and conserving a work and how it can preserve value while restoration is very likely to devalue it. If you want to invest long term, you should look for the emerging avant garde. It's what savvy investors are always looking for. We have our fight, flight, and shutdown response. It makes us want to play it safe. We miss out on the rest and healing. And on top of it, we seldom consider the third option of feeling the joy. We can consciously spend some time in all three, feeling the motivation we need to spur us on, taking time to rest and experiencing the healing, and being open to the something more of joy, intuition, and insight. When you have one, write it down. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. At Coffee Hour, we talk about everything and nothing. Recently, we talked about how we're holding a silver candle and a gold candle at the same time. It can go either way. Also about how we're not the purpose, but God uses us for a purpose anyway. And the difference between instinct and intuition. The readings on Sunday at Washington National Cathedral were from Acts. We all need to exact something from the world to sustain ourselves. Some of us are just better at it than others. And from Peter, be patient in doing good. The gospel reading was from John. Whoever climbs over the gate to get in is a robber, and those who enter by the gate are saved. The sermon at Washington National Cathedral was by Randy Holloway. If God never disagrees with you, then you're probably worshiping a version of yourself. Randy said that the study of astrophysics reminds us that God's creation is beyond our comprehension. We are often in a small place in an ever expanding world. We like for things to stay the same, but stars are born and stars die. Worlds come and worlds go. It's very disconcerting. Whatever you believe in now, it'll be different tomorrow. And when you believe in God, it's eternal. And it's not nearly as disconcerting. The ever evolving universe creates the freedom of good things happening and real struggles. Every story has a conflict, a timeout, and an ultimate revelation. That's the formula for most of literature. And it's the story of our lives. We face the insurmountable task. And in the middle of all that, we get married, have kids, and take vacation photos. We get around to dealing with all the crap later. And at the end, if we paid attention, we probably have a cathartic insight. It tells us what life was all about. Often we're frightened and afraid and prone to visit violence on each other, but there's a great promise in showing each other love. At St. James Cathedral, the sermon was by Henry Davies. He preached about our idiosyncrasies and how the surge in church attendance is about people returning to church after COVID. He said many people did not return to church after COVID, but now people are returning in their place. People are once again grounding themselves in God. Grounding ourselves and connecting with each other has always been important. Even the desert fathers in the Bible spent time in their caves, were connected with each other, cave to cave. We're part of the fellowship and not isolated. It's part of the sacramental life gathering together. Everything that undermines the coming together is false. We're not just praying for ourselves, we pray for each other. Christianity is seeing one another and seeing the transformation in ourselves. People didn't come back after COVID, and many others have arrived since COVID. There must be something more about sharing a story of shame and judgment. There must also be joy. And that's what newcomers are hearing, because that's what they're looking for, and they're finding it. Our work is to be available and to see them. When I was in elementary school, I wanted to wear shorts to school. September was still hot. The idea of wearing pants was unappealing. The elementary school principal, Mr. White, told my mom and I that I could certainly wear pants to school if I liked to, but if I did, I would be sent home because shorts are not allowed in school. I didn't know what an asshole was at the time, but Mr. White surely was. That was before politically correct was even a concept. But since then, the idea of narrowing the scope and putting people into boxes has really been perfected. For as intimate as the universe is, we've done a really good job all being stuck in a tiny, tiny world. We have the choice of good and bad. We're all good at telling people what that is. And in the process, where's the joy? It's the third option no one talks about. In the recent 60 Minutes interview with President Trump, he was asked about the Correspondents' Dinner shooting and how he felt being rushed toward by a gunman, along with 2,400 guests gathered in the ballroom at the Washington Hilton. More important, the reporter asked him about being accused of being a rapist and a pedophile by the assailant. It was an important question if you're trying to be an asshole. Where's the humanity in all of it? There is a difference between instinct and intuition. Intuition is always positive, and instinct probably comes from the other place. If there is another place, go ahead and take a chance. Let intuition and being positive be your guide, and let instinct take care of itself. Who wants to survive without the joy in your life and in the world? If you would like to join us at Coffee Hour, I'll include my email in the description of this video. I'd be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.